Hello there. I'd like to speak with you about a group I created back in 2010. It was called the Leonard Peltier Support Group. It started out pretty slow. I really did a lot of studying on this subject itself. Literally hundreds and hundreds of hours. I watched every video, every interview, every movie. I went to all the websites I could. I found out the positives and the negatives. I found out the information. I found out conflicting information that even Leonard Peltier did, but more so the FBI. I entered their website, the FBI website, and I had a lot of computer troubles after that. I really had to be careful. And after that encounter, I didn't go back to the FBI website. I tried to reclaim leonardpeltier.com, but it is owned by the FBI. The FBI forwards it to not so great websites, and it's pretty disgusting what they're doing, actually. And they keep preventing people from standing up for Leonard Peltier. A lot of people used to think Leonard Peltier was guilty for other things, such as the murder of Anna May. And recently, the culprits who murdered her were brought to justice. And there was a lot of damage done to the Leonard Peltier case on top of that. And some people say he's still involved indirectly because he was a part of AIM and he was there and he talked. And there's lots of information going on about it. But after my hundreds and hundreds of hours of investigation looking for all the information, I am more than confident that Leonard Peltier did not shoot those FBI agents. He was there. He admits to that. He did get pulled over. His colleagues did get arrested, and then they're shortly after released due to not enough evidence. The FBI had to charge someone because it was the largest FBI hunt back in that day. I think it was 1976. It was enormous, the amount of money and manpower they used to find the culprit that killed these two FBI agents. At one point, somebody that referred to himself as Mr. X, contacted me. We had a few conversations, and he convinced me he was the actual culprit of the killing of the two FBI agents, and he gave me explicit details that gave me the chills. And to this day, he wanted to admit to it, and he did. I found online there was actually talk shows and interviews where he did admit to it. I think at one point, Leonard Peltier even said he knew who killed them, but he wouldn't release the names. And that's probably why he's still in there, because they're trying to hold that against him, and they're using it something like obstruction of justice. But if you review the case, you'll realize there's so many faults and so many the information and the evidence was fabricated by the FBI. Even their main witness, I forget her name, Martha Pooh-Bear, I believe her name was. She was, or something like that. She lied about being with Leonard Peltier, and she lied about certain things, but a year later they found out the FBI was using her children against her. And the rifle that was used to shoot the FBI agents that they found on Leonard Peltier, turned out it wasn't even to do with the shooting, had nothing to do with it. And he was, I think, unlawfully arrested here in Canada, and the lawyer that represented him was Peter Grant. And I even contacted Peter Grant to help with Leonard Peltier legal obligations, and he didn't even return a call to me. The reason why I was so forward with Peter Grant is Peter Grant and his firm were responsible for all the litigations and court actions for the Native people on the West Coast against the Canadian government and the churches. The point being, Peter Grant has more than enough resources to pay to have Leonard Peltier removed. And personally, I think he's obligated to give back to the Native community, considering the hundreds of millions of dollars he pilfered from our communities and our people. Like, for instance, I look online, he abandoned a $50 million mansion in Ontario just because he didn't want it anymore. And it's sitting there, like you can find it online. Anyway, he should pay for Leonard Peltier's release. The Leonard Peltier support group, it was going great, and right up until 2022, Facebook started making some changes where if you had an online store, you had to turn all your pages over to the business entity, so you actually lost control of your page and you gave it to your business entity. So I went ahead and did that, and during the transfer from my ownership of my individual profile into the business profile, the Leonard Peltier support group page was deleted, and I don't know where it went. It just literally disappeared. I tried to bring it up with a link and it says this page is no longer available, and for some reason it just deleted itself. Obvious reasons, the platform just deleted it, and it's very frustrating. It had 78,000 members, and at the time it was the largest support group for Leonard Peltier, and Facebook deleted it. I contacted them with every email I could find, even the page recovery email and links, and I spent tons of hours on it, and it disappeared. And there's so much facts about it that I haven't told you about. The fact that I was going on with Leonard Peltier's son, Chansey, I believe his name is, and the other group, the International Leonard Peltier Support Group or something like that. There's so many groups I was dealing with, and some were good, some were bad. Anyway, I hesitate to work that profile again because I believe Leonard Peltier even shared a letter thinking that I was trying to pilfer off of his incarceration, but the whole experience was very deflating, and me as an individual, I hate bullies. I hate being bullied. I hate people that bully people. I hate corporations that bully people. Anything like that. Anything to do with bullyism. If I feel like I have to do something, so that's why I started this website. Thank you for listening, and I'll elaborate in the near future.